PFF is running one of their biggest sales ever. 40% off a PFF Plus subscription right now using the promo code BLACKFRIDAY. That means that you get everything fully unlocked. You get the grades, you get the stats, you get all the fantasy advice, the betting advice, which our new player prop tool is available on web as well to make you a smarter, better. You've got all of the draft analysis, the free agency analysis, all of that great stuff. Subscribe.pff.com to get 40% off a year-long PFF Plus subscription. Get it now. Last game that we're talking about here on this show, the Bengals and the Ravens. The Bengals win in Baltimore 32-14. Joe Burrow's return here. Top 5 graded players for the Bengals. Edge rusher Joseph Osai with an 88.5. Cornerback DJ Turner the second with a 78.4. Wide receiver Jamar Chase, 78.2. Cornerback Jalen Davis with a 77.5. And then cornerback Dax Hill with a 77.1. Joe Burrow in this game, a 79.6. On Baltimore side of things, defensive tackle Travis Jones, a 90.8. He's hitting free agency coming up. He might get a bag in a couple of months here. Linebacker Roquan Smith, an 84.1. Offensive tackle Roger Rosengarten, an 80.0. Safety Louis Gilman with a 78.7. And Kyle Hamilton with a 75.2. Quarterback Lamar Jackson in this game, a 42.2 overall grade. Could I just start with the quarterbacks? I think that's kind of where I want to start with this conversation. One, Burrow was tough in, I think it was the first quarter. We were talking about this before the show with the producers, and I think it was the first quarter versus everything else, or it might have been the first half versus the second half. But Burrow was elite in the second half. Yeah. It was slow burn to start, and it was his first game back
shaking
in a
the rust
while.
off. Right. It really did felt like you got a first half for shaking the rust off.
But he was elite in the second half. Elite. And we quantify that by plus accuracy throws, or I'll quantify it by plus accuracy throws here. So at PFF, the way that we chart and grade throws is, of course, we have obviously like completion percentage, adjusted completion percentage, but we'll even take accuracy scores a touch further. So obviously an accuracy score is if you throw the ball in a way in which your wide receiver should catch the football. That is an accurate throw. Then we have plus accuracy throws, which are throws that not only are accurate that your wide receiver can catch, but also leads them away from defenders in a way where they can get yards after the catch. That is a plus accuracy throw. Joe Burrow this week, first week back, by the way, even with knocking off some rust at the beginning of the game, 35% plus accuracy throw percentage. Number 1 in the NFL this week.
That's silly.
I said to you last Wednesday as the preview, when I picked the Bengals, the reason why I'm picking the Bengals is because I understand he doesn't play linebacker. He doesn't change the defense. And the offense has been okay. The offense hasn't been the reason why the Bengals have been losing. But even so, there's a difference between when Joe Burrow's out there and whoever's out there. And 35% plus accuracy percentage is nuts. Now, on the other side of the coin, Lamar, who has struggled this year overall, but specifically kind of when he's been coming back from missing a couple of games, 38.7 uncatchable inaccurate throw percentage, which was the worst in the NFL in Week 13. Lamar's just off. And to me, this was a story of, there were other things that obviously went in this game. The Ravens' turnovers are a big reason why they ended up losing. But these are two very opposite ends of the spectrum with how these two quarterbacks played this game. Lamar had a ton of inaccurate throws, and Joe Burrow not only had accurate throws, but plus accuracy throws that gave his players the ability to get a lot of yards after catch and make some big plays. For two good teams, even independent of the turnovers, I think it's a big reason why this game ended up being the way that it was.
The Ravens in general, I'm going to go into that, and it's going to tie eventually into my most impressive here. The Ravens in general have a big, big problem with their drop-back passing game.
Yeah, totally.
It's Lamar Jackson is the third highest graded play-action passer in the NFL. Okay, cool. That's great. All right, you get Derrick Henry going a little bit. You get heavy formations, the tight ends. The good things we've been talking about with all the play action in the Ravens offense. Lamar Jackson this season, Trevor, without play action, has a 45.5 passing grade. That is the worst in the NFL. Out of 42 guys qualified there. The lowest non-play action passing grade in the NFL. And it's not just him. Their their drop back game right now, the timing's off. It's not creative, and the receivers are not separating at all. Right now, aside from Zay Flowers, and even him He's not one of those high-end Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase type of receivers. They are not separating on the outside, whether that's Rashad Bateman, if that's DeAndre Hopkins, if they get Tez Walker going out there, the tight ends. Obviously, the tight ends put up good numbers in this game. Isaiah Likely with the big game. The Bengals can't cover tight ends. We know this. But in general, they really have not been separating one-on-one as much. And Mark Andrews slowing down prevents them from putting him out in the slot and in different places where they've liked to put him in the past. This is a real issue.
Yeah.
This is a serious problem. The Ravens, without play action, I'm going to go further on this because Lamar has the lowest passing grade without play action in the league. Offensive grade in general, 29th. EPA per play, 26th. Yards per attempt, 25th. Explosive pass rate, 29th. Basically, that offensive grade being 29th. I believe the three teams below them are the Raiders, Titans, and Browns. That's what they look like when they drop back right now without play action. This is an issue. This passing game is a real problem. And the fact that the run game is not as dominant as it was last year, and you're basically solely reliant on play action, which, play action's great, obviously, especially from under center. But when you're solely reliant on play action for big plays, you have a problem. And you fall behind in a game like this.
Right.
You have a real problem. And my most impressive, right on the other side of that, you saw three Bengals corners in the top 5 graded players for them. Was Dax Hill, DJ Turner, and Jalen Davis making his second career start in the slot. Bengals corners in this game, Josh Newton played a little bit too. How about an 86.5 combined coverage grade? Giving up 6 catches for 49 yards the entire game. The Bengals corners have been the one redeeming part of this defense. They're now 6th in the league as a unit in coverage grade. They have the same coverage grade as the Houston Texans. If Al Golden's got nothing else right now, he's got corners.
Yeah.
And then you get the game of his life from Joseph Osai.
Yep.
The linebackers are what they are. But the Bengals won, not Burrow.
Jordan Battle forcing the fumble.
Biggest play of the game.
Oh, right. Honestly, it was.
Jalen Davis forcing a fumble way later in the game, too. I mean, you got a group of corners you can live with. They just need to be respectable up front, and maybe they've got a shot. And again, the Bengals don't need to be the greatest defense ever.
Right.
They need to be kind of like we talked about the Texans O-line before, right? If the Bengals are 18th in all the defensive categories, they're going to be awesome because they have Joe Burrow.
Well, they're 2 games out of the division lead right now. The Steelers look like they're heading in the wrong direction, and we just mentioned the Ravens have been turning around in the win column, but you don't feel great about it. The Bengals have 5 games left. The best they can finish is 9-8. But there's a world where 9-8 wins this division.
Oh, I think that 9-8 is going to be the record to win this division.
But that's what I'm saying. And like they have an opportunity to hit it.
They got
and they will. I don't think they'll own the tiebreaker over the Steelers, right? Because they split the series, but they didn't beat the Steelers as big as the Steelers beat them. Does that go?
No, the next one would be its division record overall. The 6 games, whatever your division record is the next one. So
what's their division record?
In
division. They're 3-1.
Right.
They're 3-1, and they have the Ravens and the Browns still left.
Right.
The Bengals have a chance to not only get to 9 wins, but even if they're at 8 wins, if 8 wins is what wins this division, they'll own the tiebreakers against the teams that they'll be going up against.
They're another one. We got a few games like this. The Dallas game, the Houston game with Kansas City, and they're playing Buffalo here in Cincinnati this week. All I'm going to say, if you're the Bills, don't let the Bengals. Oh, it's in Buffalo? Okay, sorry. I thought it was here. All right, and then they come back here and play Baltimore the week after that. Okay, I thought they had 2 home games. But either way, in Buffalo is a tough task, for sure. But
you got Joe Burrow, you can beat anybody.
Absolutely. He's done it. He's gone up there and won before. We remember
true.
that. I mean, if the Bengals mess around and go to Buffalo and win that game, and then they get the Ravens back here in Cincinnati the week after, you have a situation.
This is going to be so fun.
It's a lot of if, but we got a lot of big games this week coming, Trev. This preview, we're going to have a hell of a lot of fun with this preview.
That we just mentioned. The Patriots and the Bills coming down to the wire for who wins that division. Obviously, the AFC North, what we just talked about there. The AFC South, the Texans, the Colts, the Jags, who's going to win that division. It feels like the Denver Broncos are probably going to win that division, but it come down to the very end. We just mentioned that Dallas is trending up. Philly's trending down. Could Dallas even win that spot? We know that the NFC North is going to be a dogfight to the very end. We got Carolina and Tampa Bay playing in 2 of the last 3 games of that season to see who goes to the playoffs there. And then, of course, we got the Rams, we got the Seahawks, and we got the 49ers. This league's wide open, man.